Well, hello there, everybody, and I'm pretty excited here because I haven't seen my friend Joanne in a little over a year now, has it?
Too long.
We both been very, very busy, and she is a local shamanic and energy healer and sound healer, and I can't keep up with all the things that she
All
does.
the things.
She does all the things,
All the things.
and we met probably 3 or 4 years ago on a beach, and then didn't see each other until a mutual friend of ours, introduced us, and we were at a cocktail party in Tampa.
That's right.
And so, and I had known of her because she was literally on my Facebook for like years, but I thought she was a relative of my friend that's from Venezuela because his last name is Demir.
That's so
So,
funny. I think now that you're saying that, I remember you telling me that, but had forgotten that was part of our origin myth,
yeah.
that we were like brought together through all these portals.
And then we have so much in common. Like we've have very similar pasts. We have a lot of things that from that. And then she's actually lived there and was raised there in Scotland, but I'm a Scottish, and so.
Yeah.
But what we want to chat about today, we're going to start collaborating on some projects together. So be on the lookout for that. But I also thought it would be really cool because she has some interesting perspectives on how she goes within. And one of the questions is people are always like, what is this going within stuff? I don't understand. Like, can we get some techniques on it? And they're like, and I'm like, well, this isn't like a computer program. It's not exactly exact science, but everybody has their own perspective on
Yeah.
that. And so what do you do to go within, especially in the times we're in right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I like that you say that everybody has their own perspective. And I think it's true that all paths lead to Rome, so there's no one way. And I want to start with that because a lot of people come to me to do this work and they think there's one way. And even though we know there's not one way, and we might hear that often, like, oh no, what's right for you is not what's right for you and you. I think that also giving yourself permission to find your way is really important. So, and then I'm going to elaborate on that to say that your way may change. And I'm not trying to complicate things by saying that. But I have used many different techniques over the years. I might revisit some that I started with. I might find a new way. So, in a world where we're given a lot of formulas and protocols, here's a 10-step protocol, here's 8 steps to success. We're given a lot of that in this world. Actually, for me, shamanism is there are no rules. That's why I liked the path, because it was like, make it up. My teacher used to say all the same time. We're going to read the rocks in the middle of the room, and if you don't have an answer, just make it up. And my little logical Capricorn brain used to say, no, no, make it up won't work. And then when I gave myself permission to be like, I don't know, I think I smelt strawberries. And then next thing you know, the portals were open. So I just want to, really start with play, make it up, and feel and assess your own results that way. But the first way that I was drawn within, and it's actually a fun question because then I just had this flashback of a memory, which was really fun to have, was I was on a massage table and I was taking a craniosacral course level 1. And somebody put my body into a still point, which is a technique that just stops the cranial rhythm for a moment. It brings the central nervous system to a still point. And when that happened, I said to myself, this is it. This is the spot. This is the sweet spot.
Nice.
So a lot happens with the nervous system. So anything that helps you calm your nervous system. I have a hammock in my backyard. Sometimes if I'm trying to process something, I'll go swing in the hammock. It's like being rocked, like when we were children. Mm-hmm. There's a reason that rocking works for us, right? If you need to sit and just rock in a space. And so I tell people sometimes to get on those medicine balls and just kind of like, do some circular movement and bring that nervous system into, balance. Lots of people are using breath work. I think breath work is really powerful. I would say that also if you can just get in touch with your physical feelings, that the body is a great way to go internal. It can bypass the mind, and so stretching, yoga, maybe a little rocking, breath work obviously gets you into the body. Maybe even using breath work in a way of your exhalations being longer than your inhalations, because the exhalations actually stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of fight or flight. It is the balance, the restore, the breathe. we'll probably play a lot more in our collaborations coming up, but I have a little thing you can make for yourself that you can lie on that helps to bring your nervous system into balance. So like Jeremy was saying, stay tuned because we're going to offer lots of more fun things. But all those sort of tips are good. Also, even sound, if you want to make your own sound when you're breathing, humming, toning, vowels, things like that. Sound is so popular these days, and I love that it's popular. I've been doing sound work for years. But just remember, you don't always have to go and have somebody sound for you, that you can create your own sound, right? Listening to the sound of your own voice or humming or toning can be very, very soothing. The sound of our own voice can be very soothing.
One of the things I love doing is I like doing the sigh. And it's like, as loud as possible. And people they get a little embarrassed about it, but I'm like, that's the best way to do it.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
really powerful. And so, last thing I will chat about real quick, because you're a Capricorn, and this made me jump in to this, is I've been talking a lot about this weekend as a big shift for Capricorns. I don't know if you knew that energetically, astrologically.
This has been an interesting year for Capricorn so far. Yeah. What are you seeing in the planet?
So I have it's people with a Capricorn have the influence of Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra in their charts. So I have a Cancer moon and a Capricorn in my ninth house. And
nice.
so it's affecting me as well. And it's this last 15 years, Pluto is moving out of that area. And so what I've been doing is looking back the last 15 years and where were you at 15 years ago in comparison to now. The spiritual growth, I'm sure, has been tremendous.
Oh my gosh, it's been insane. I've been in the field 25 years. I clearly started when I was 5 years old.
Yes, she had 5 years old.
Yes, that's right.
I was only 6 then.
That's right. That's right. We were separated at birth, Jeremy, in Scotland. I stayed in Scotland. You were moved away.
Nova Scotia and North Dakota.
That's so great. Yeah, it's funny because I think I found my first shaman in my 20s. But when I moved into the decade of the 30s and got really, really serious about showing up to this work and what it meant to show up to it over and over and over in a ceremonious way, which is really what I think the essence of shamanism is, ritual and ceremony, I think that's when, the initiation started to happen. So I appreciate the hard work that it's been. I know Pluto is a big planet. It's a rough planet.
Good riddance to Pluto.
Amen.
I'm like, no, not really.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Good riddance to Pluto. It's been
I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the last 15 years of lessons, but I'm ready to step into not being in those lessons and making it easy.
Someone said to me recently, I want to use my intuition differently, and I'd like to move from being intuitive to being shamanic. Yeah. And they were saying that they've been having a really rough time and they've been pummeled and tested, and, or just like life has been really hard. And I said, the day that you can stand up and say, I welcome my initiations is the day that you're doing this shamanic work. So I like to call them initiations. It's a good reframe for me, that I just graduated often in the past 15 years.
I've been calling them that. My initiations are not your triggers, but your activators.
I like the word activators.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Somebody
the invitations, because we have a choice too, don't we?
Yeah.
So it's like, here's your activator. Do you choose to accept it?
To be activated.
Mission impossible.
So I guess one more question, because you inspired me. Shaman, what is your definition of shaman? Because sometimes there's a lot of different definitions.
There's a lot of different definitions, but I'm going to give a fun one because of our connection.
Okay.
I heard that the Celtic translation of the word shaman is poet. And I think that when we think about the Stoics and the Rumis and the intentions of our words and our cadence and the way we speak to ourselves and the way we speak to the world and we speak to the moon when we're having ceremony and we speak to Pluto when we say thank you, but bye-bye now. And I think there's a lot of intention in our verbiage. Many people say it's a seer, it's a this, it's a this. Well, lots of people are seers. Not everyone's working shamanically. So it's a lot of teaching, ceremony, ritual, and quite often you are offering your teachings back out into the world to help the world. So there's a lot there.
Exciting.
Good stuff.
So this is a part of my phone and a tripod interviews, because that's what they are. We're literally with my phone with a tripod in Joanne's living room. Isn't it really nice? It's really,
I know, I have my
really
sunflower yellow couch. I'm doing solar plexus work at this time in my life, so yellow it is.
and it's raining outside. You just don't know that. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Look out for projects from Joanne and I coming up very soon. I know you're going to love it because anything that Joanne does is amazing. So, and anything I do is amazing too. I'm just
I was
going
going
to
to
throw
say
that.
we. I was going to say anything we do, right? When the clan
The
gets
Scottish.
together, good things get created. So we're excited to bring all the creative energy your way.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much, everybody. Peace.
Bye.